Welcome to Decision Point on Lagos Television. My name is Omololu Rosonwo. Decision Point is a political program and also a governance program where we discuss issues bordering on politics and governance in Nigeria. Today on Decision Point, we shall be looking at opposition political parties and their role in democratic sustenance. Of course, we know that political parties that are of opposition origin are expected to act as checks and balance in a democratic setting. The history of opposition political parties dates back to the pre-colonial era, and they have ever remained active, and they have also been before independence and even after independence. And we know that there are 19 political parties that will be taking part in the elections that will be coming up in Nigeria very soon, precisely on January 2027. But looking at that, we have the role of the opposition in governance, and that has to be something that we will want to look at today. I have a guest in the studio that will be doing justice to that with me. Coincidentally, is of the opposition. He is the Publicity Secretary of the Allied People's Movement in Lagos State. He is Ayodele Kazeem. Ayodele, nice to have you on Top Point.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I know it's your first time coming on Decision Point, rather, on Lagos Television.
First time. Thank you.
Yes, it's a new program too. We've created it to ensure that we have politics and governance all together as we prepare for the 2027 general elections.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, nice coming on board. Yes, before we start the program, let's quickly take the tidbits that we have on Decision Point. Then we will now start the program with my guest. Let's have it. Well, that segment has to do with giving tidbits on Decision Point. I want to believe that that will get tidied much after. But let's quickly look at the topic of today, and that has to do with the role of opposition in democratic sustenance. Let me start with you, and we know that the opposition has very key roles in democracy. Now, let me first ask you in a layman's term, when you say opposition in a democratic setting, what are we talking about?
Thank you. Good evening. It's my pleasure being here. Opposition, I would say opposition parties are the parties that are not in government, that are striving to form the government after an election. And opposition is not just critiquing or criticizing the government for just its sake. It is actually providing alternative solutions and better solutions to what the government is doing presently. Then bringing everybody together, educating them on opposition and what they need to do and how they should go about doing things. When the government is doing certain things that are right, opposition will say it, definitely. But when the government is going astray, the opposition is expected to speak up and point out what the government is doing that is wrong and provide alternatives.
Okay.
To those things.
Yes, but from what you have said, one thing is very germane. Okay. Most times in Nigeria, we see opposition parties as the ones criticizing government, When they criticize government, at times they are laid back when it comes to putting government, the ruling government, in check on some issues. Most times they are laid back. Let me give you an instance. Before, when the PDP government was in power, we knew what the AC, the ACN, and now the APC put in place to ensure that they remain strong, checking and ensuring that there is balance in the system. Now, but these days we find that opposition parties, some of them are laid back. They don't give what it takes. Why is it so?
Number one, we have human beings are dynamic. Human beings are dynamic, and I would say it is one of the nature of human being to want to be where there is immediate gain. That is number one. Then number two, the major reason why this is so is when PDP was in government, and PDP was a bit democratic. There is no singular person that will say is dishing out instruction in the PDP. They go from the bottom to top to give out instructions and do things. And when the leaders are not doing things right, the followers will speak out. They will say things that that they don't feel is right, about things that they don't feel is right. So this is one of the good things about the PDP, but unfortunately one of the things that ended PDP that is causing issues in the PDP presently. They would, but the example you gave, ACN, AC, APC, and things have one person that is giving out instructions on what they should do and what they should not do. And if anybody should go against what that person says, I don't think that person will stay in that party. That is one of the reasons why this is so.
Are you saying now that the APC has no structure? Because I know that they have structures.
Who is the
they have structures in various areas.
Who is
they have at the grassroots.
Who is the structure in the APC?
I don't know. You should tell me. Just tell Nigerians.
The structure in the APC is the man giving the instruction.
Are you saying now that other political parties don't have structures? They don't have somebody as arrowhead? Is that what you're saying?
That is where they are different from the APC. There is no particular person that will give out this instruction that this is what must be. This is the candidate that must be on the ballot. You understand what I'm saying, and I believe Nigerians understand what I'm saying.
Okay, if you say okay.
Then, another reason why this is so is ever since 2023, we've been looking at events, the political events, and how things are moving. Unfortunately, any opposition party that wants to thrive, that wants to come up, one thing or the other will come up from the government of the day to destabilize that political party.
How do you mean when you say one thing or the other will come up? Because it's all about governance. It's all about you having what you have in place to give.
Presently, governance has taken the back door. They are no more governing. It is about politicking. It is about 2027.
So are you telling me now that there's a difference between governance and politicking? Because we need to get it clear.
There is a clear difference.
What are the differences? Because
governance is about the people, how you govern them, how you make life easier for them, what you do to bring down the pains and to make them know that there is a government in place taking care of their needs and wants. But politicking is about who becomes what in the next election, who becomes what in my cabinet, who becomes what in my government. it has gotten to that. It has gotten bad to that. I mean, so bad to that level that government. It is not about the people again. It is about how do I win the next election presently, and that is what is playing out.
Oh, okay, if that's your own position or that's your point, yes, which you are entitled to.
Definitely.
Now, are you saying now that opposition political parties are not also politicking? Because that's one thing we should also get. Because just like you are talking about the APC, there are other political parties that are also politicking. What is the essence of democracy if there is no politics or politicking in the system for you to grow?
You need to, in governance, I think governance should take like 90% of whatever you are doing. It should be about the people and not about, I want to become this next. I hope you are getting me. It should be about, I want to make people feel the impact of my government. People are really, really suffering in this country. They are suffering. And there is nothing that they are doing to assuage these pains. There is nothing.
When you say there is nothing, what do you mean? Because you know that there are some reforms that have been put in place. Either we like it or not, the country has gone so bad and things have to happen. And all political parties, the candidates have also agreed right from 2023 that reforms are necessary to bring Nigeria back on track, which they all agreed.
I want to take on one reform that was pursued by this government when it came into being, and that is removal of fuel subsidy. And another reform again is the floating of the naira. Now, you floated the naira, right? But when you are floating the naira, you are not taking into consideration your external debts and internal debts. When we are floating this naira to a dollar was around 600 or 400 or thereabout. I can't remember. But when you floated the naira, it jumped to 1,000 and something. When you are servicing your debt, you are paying with that 1,000 and something and not the previous value. You see the difference. All these things should have been taken into account before you do all these things. That is number one. Number two is when we are saying policies, who are these policies meant to serve? Who are these policies meant to help? People, right? The people are crying. The people are crying out there. There are people that I was somewhere this morning and a guy bought food. The guy said something that really, really pinched me. The guy said, it was around 10 o'clock in the morning. The guy said he will keep this food till around 2 o'clock so that he wouldn't have to eat morning and afternoon. He will manage it for the day. And this is a very hardworking guy. These are Nigerians. They are very, very genuine people. They are very, very hardworking. Very, very hardworking. And they are very, very. I don't know how to put it, but they can survive in any environment.
Okay, yes, Nigerians can survive in any environment, and that's why some things are still working. That's why they are being
taken for granted.
Okay, if you say that, you're entitled to that. It's your opinion. Yeah. But I want to take you back to 2022 or thereabout before the general elections, where all the presidential candidates agreed that removal of fuel subsidy is a must.
Now,
No, I'm coming. I just needed to let you know. So if they all agree that it is a must to remove the fuel subsidy, now those pains that are being, according to you, are being seen now, which in some areas are being felt, wouldn't it have happened even if another opposition government was in power or were to be in power now?
I want to do a narration. A man wants to go in for surgery, and they said, let me use, for example, hernia surgery or whatever, and they said, okay, this thing, we want to remove this thing from you, and if we remove this thing from you, it will make you feel better. If we don't remove it, this thing will keep destroying you. The man agrees that, okay, I will need to go in under the knife. Now, when the man got inside the operation theater, there is no anesthesia technologist, nobody to give him any pain relief thing, to relieve him of the cuts and every other thing that he is going to undergo. How do you want that person to survive such an operation when pain is too much? You attempt to do things that you are not supposed to do. You will do certain things that you will not do. This is just a distraction. I was with a man sometimes ago, and we were discussing politics and things like that. The man now said that it has gotten to a position in Nigeria now that when you are going in and it is not for the people, you should sit down and have a think with what is happening in the country. The man said that it is like a man and his family that are cultivating a farm. People are going into the farm to steal the products of the man. The produce of the man. The man was pursued out of the farm and the family. Now, they are out of the farm, crying, lamenting. They don't have access to the produce of that farm. But the thieves, the robbers, are in the farm, stealing, doing all sorts of things on that farm. Now, the man now said, a normal human being, a person that is very, very normal, that is going into that farm to steal, now sees the family crying. What is supposed to be the reaction of that man? The man is supposed to go back and leave that scene. If he cannot go in there to effect a change, or to tell those people that what you are doing is wrong.
Okay.
Now, those people, those families are the Nigerians. The people that have pursued Nigeria out of their farm are the politicians. We, the opposition party, are the people that are coming into the farm to see how we can effect a change.
But you're also a politician, so you're part of those that are in that system as a farm. You may not be directly, but you're also a politician. You've agreed that you're a politician.
I am not in the farm yet.
Okay, so when you get to the farm, what is expected of you to do in the farm? Are you not going to do are you doing something different, or you're still going in that direction?
If I know my capacity cannot effect a change, I will turn back.
Okay, so that we'll beat time. There are other issues I want us to talk about, and the time is limited. Now, I often find out that opposition parties criticize, but those criticisms are not usually done in good faith. They don't see anything good in the ruling party. Let me put it that way, so that you can know the context in which I'm coming up. So, take for instance, if your party does something good, it is expected that an opposition party will commend that thing good and say, okay, that is good, but we can still do so. But you find most opposition parties always against whatever is done. They don't even say anything good in it, and they don't talk about it. They only say, this is what we want to do.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. When I was introducing opposition parties and things, I said opposition should not be for the opposition's sake. You should come with better ideas and better solutions, alternative solutions that are better. And I said something. I said, when the government has done anything good, commend them. That is opposition for you in a Senate line. But I wouldn't, in every nonsense, there are senses. I wouldn't want to say the government have failed 100%. But in this situation that we are in now, let me bring an example. The dirty Lagos, for example. We all agree that Lagos is dirty. Either we want it to be so or not.
But people are the ones there. They're the ones keeping it dirty. Because you're going to talk about it, but it's good that you have also mentioned it.
Okay.
Because most times our habits and our attitudes create problems. Yes, the government also has its own part to play. But our own habit too. People dump on the waste, in the drains, on the medians. Is that expected to be done?
Whoever it is that has dumped waste in the drains or in any canal or in the gutters or anything like that is a criminal to me. The person is a criminal because the effect of that will definitely affect a lot of people. The flooding and things like that. But now let's come back to the responsibilities of government in waste management.
Yes.
There are a lot of ways whereby you can manage waste in Lagos that will not make Lagos stink the way it is presently. Number one, you can set up recycling plants across Lagos State. You will do things that the effect will be felt. You will provide job opportunity for people. The stinking part of Lagos State will be gone forever. Health hazard will be removed and a lot of things like that. Now, I want to ask, how many PSP buses or trucks do we have in Lagos? How many do we have that can serve Lagos State? Meanwhile, we have this money in abundance. Like I have said earlier, they have only one vote.
But it has influences.
Over who?
Over
the people that are
the electorate.
Over the people that are hungry.
Just like you too, you have influence over the electorate.
Over the people that are hungry.
You
over
have
the
influence.
People that are not feeling the impact of their governance.
But you also have influence because
the only thing where I think they have the influence is, I wouldn't want to say this on air, but let me be mild, is thuggery. But we are very refined. APM is a very refined political party, and we have been very, very in our issue with the government, in our dialogue and conversation and everything. We have been issue based. We have been taking them on issue based, and we have been providing solutions. Better solutions and workable solutions. When you check Atutu Eko 1.0, there is a document by the governorship candidates, Prince Laja.
You will pay when you start mentioning that, because although we're still going to have your governorship candidates, and they will come here, they will discuss all that they need to discuss. The platform is here for you.
No
you're going to discuss it, so and you will do the necessary things.
There is a document where everything has been spelled out, what we want to do, how we want to do it. I mean, do those things, and these are workable things. These are things that it is not a rocket science.
Okay, I won't want you to reel out the program that you have for the Tutu Eco. When the time is ripe, you will bring it on board,
No problem.
and we will discuss it here. I haven't done the necessary
No problem.
commercial payments,
No
which
problem.
will be done. Yes, but let's go back to some of the things we're doing as we round up now.
Okay.
You said the opposition, because we mentioned that the opposition political parties are not too active. Now, how can you get more engaged to ensure that you give the ruling party a run? Because if you are not doing that, the ruling party will not sit tight or tighter, let me put it that way, so that you can give them run for whatever you're doing. Because they too also need people that will stimulate them to want to do better.
I want to say this, that the government, the ruling party or the ruling government, don't let me use ruling party, the ruling government should not see opposition parties as enemies. They should see them as partners in progress. They want betterment for the people too. They want people to feel the impact of the government. And that is number one. And number two is the ruling party or the ruling government should remove their hands in issue of opposition. They should leave opposition, let them thrive. In any democracy where opposition are not thriving, oppositions are not thriving, then it is as good as dead.
Okay. Yes. I think we'll have to leave it at that here. I want to thank you so much, Ayodele Kazeem, the Publicity Secretary of the Allied People's Movement in Lagos State, who has been speaking on the role of opposition in democratic sustenance. Thank you so much, Ayodele Kazeem.
It's my pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I know you'll still come back, but when you come back, we'll still discuss other issues, and then we'll now have your platform to also have for your party.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
on that note, we have come to the end of Decision Point. 767 and 112 are still the lines on this call in times of emergency. Stay out of trouble. Ensure that you contribute your own quota to the development of Lagos State and also Nigeria. I am Omololu Rosanwo. See you some other time.